Is the end of Vladimir Putin near? Well, let's analyze his statement.
Этому повторится. Защитим и наш народ, и нашу государственность от любых угроз. В том числе от внутреннего предательства. А то, с чем мы столкнулись, это именно предательство. Непомерные амбиции и личные интересы привели к измене. К измене и своей стране, и своему народу, и тому делу, за которое бок о бок с другими нашими частями и подразделениями сражались и погибали бойцы и командиры группы «Вагнер». Повторю, любая внутренняя смута – смертельная угроза для нашей государственности, для нас, как нации. Это удар по России, по нашему народу. И наши действия по защите Отечества от такой угрозы будут жесткие. Все, кто сознательно встал на путь предательства, кто готовил вооруженный мятеж, встал на путь шантажа и террористических методов, понесут неименуемое наказание. Ответят и перед законом, и перед нашим народом. Вооруженные силы и другие государственные органы получили необходимые приказы. Как президент России и верховный главнокомандующий, как гражданин России сделаю все, чтобы отстоять страну, защитить конституционный строй, жизни и безопасности, свободу граждан. Тот, кто организовал и готовил военный мятеж, кто поднял оружие на боевых товарищей, предали Россию и ответят за это. А тех, кого пытаются втянуть в это преступление, призываю не совершать роковую и трагическую, неповторимую ошибку.
As you could see, Putin was outraged by the actions of the Wagner Group. I will explain in a didactic manner who they are and the possible repercussions for Vladimir Putin's government and the war. Let's start with a brief explanation about the Wagner Group. It is a private security company that provides services to major Russian mining companies in the African continent. Initially, the group was composed of high-ranking soldiers from the Russian army. However, during the war in Syria, the Wagner Group, which has strong ties to the Kremlin, started operating as mercenaries for the Russian government. They were sent to Syria to support the regime of Bashar al-Assad, especially in the city of Aleppo. The group specializes in urban warfare. After achieving victory in Syria, the Wagner Group gained influence in Vladimir Putin's government. In 2014, during the crisis in Ukraine, when there was the withdrawal of the pro-Russian president, Putin decided to intervene in Crimea to avoid international backlash and conflicts within his own army. It was at this moment that Vladimir Putin called upon the Wagner Group, which had an active role in the Crimean Peninsula. During the early stages of the war in Ukraine, with the Russian invasion of Ukrainian territory, the Wagner Group played a significant role. Their expertise in urban warfare was crucial for the conquest of territory. The use of ground forces is crucial to occupy and control a territory, not just to bomb or threaten. The Wagner Group, consisting of approximately 20 to 25,000 soldiers, operated in conjunction with the army, particularly in eastern Ukraine. As the Wagner Group suffered casualties, Vladimir Putin's government started releasing prisoners and recruiting foreigners to join the Wagner Group, which consists of mercenaries and is not directly affiliated with the Russian army. This group played a crucial role in the conquest of several cities during bloody battles against the Ukrainian army, expanding Russian territory in Ukraine. However, it is important to highlight that the Wagner Group is composed of individuals with questionable reputations, including ex-convicts. This naturally generated controversy within Vladimir Putin's government. Some sectors of the government are opposed to the involvement of this group in the war in Ukraine and have begun to take notice of their activities. It was at this point that the owner of the Wagner Group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, realized that his position was threatened. He began orchestrating an internal movement against the Secretary of Defense. Now, let's consider some geographical analyses. Geography plays a fundamental role in war because understanding the geography is essential to conquering territory, which is the main objective of any conflict. It is important to emphasize that the following analyses are based on geographical facts and not personal preferences. Firstly, it is questionable whether the owner of the Wagner Group has dialogue with other forces involved in the conflict, such as Ukraine, the United States, and the European Union. It could be an individual maneuver, considering he claims that part of his army was attacked by the Russian army. This situation raises suspicions. Another point to consider is the possible internal opponents in Russia, such as millionaire oligarchs, who may be affected by the conflict and orchestrating the Wagner Group as an uprising to expose the vulnerability of Vladimir Putin and generate an internal movement to remove him from power. These are only analyses and speculations. Is this group just an empty threat and lacks the courage to reach Moscow, triggering a civil war in Russia? This is a question to be considered and debated. What is your opinion on the true motive behind the Wagner Group presenting itself as an opponent to Vladimir Putin? International leaders are cautious because any statement could further instigate Putin and the Wagner Group. In Putin's statement, he stated that it is an internal problem and not relevant to others. This reveals a fragility in Putin's government. Let's analyze geographically for a better understanding. The city where the Wagner Group took control is Rostov, which is approximately 900 kilometers from Moscow, Russia. This city is strategically located near the border with Ukraine. Furthermore, it is connected to Crimea and the Ukrainian territory, which are occupied by the Russian army and the Wagner Group. This region is crucial because any movement by the Russian army will have to directly confront the Wagner Group unless they choose to enter Ukrainian territory through another route, which would completely change the dynamics of the war. Therefore, the Wagner Group's choice to take this city is strategic and could be a way to pressure Vladimir Putin. However, Putin made it clear that he will override any mutiny, showing that he is not willing to negotiate with the group or any other scenarios. The strategic importance of this location is evident. In conclusion, the Wagner Group has become a key element in the geopolitical scenario involving Russia and Ukraine. Their presence and strategic actions have the potential to directly impact the government of Vladimir Putin. The Wagner Group's choice to take the city of Rostov reveals the significance of this region and its connection to the Russian-occupied Ukraine. However, the true motivations behind the actions of the Wagner Group are still subject to debate and speculation. While some believe they are positioning themselves as opponents to Putin, others question whether there are more complex political and economic interests involved. The current situation calls for caution from international leaders, as any intervention or declaration can trigger unpredictable repercussions. It is crucial to continue monitoring the developments of this geopolitical tension and seek a clearer understanding of the goals and motivations of the Wagner Group. In summary, the future of the relations between the Wagner Group, Putin, and the Russian political landscape remains uncertain. The only certainty is that these events are shaping and influencing the course of history in the region, and it is important to continue analyzing and debating the implications of this complex power play. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future content, as it greatly helps us to keep producing more content. If you have something to add, leave it in the comments below. Until next time.